the president and the victims testimony in court. My proofs on the internet.
My eyes have seen the glory of the cleansing of YouTube, debunking SJW.
So gay.
Bad.
This is so bad.
Just the robot marches on.
That's so fucking bad. It's starting upstream now. They can hear us, by the way. Just... That's so fucking
Isn't
bad.
it great?
That was so fucking bad. Holy shit.
But it's funny.
Holy shit, that was 2 seconds of that was too much. Holy shit. Alright, we're gonna start off with some Chrissy Chan. Cause it's like
Chan.
it's like in fucking HD or some shit now. I don't fucking know. And I guess he fixed some things, so I'm just using an excuse to watch it again because I haven't watched it in years. And you probably don't even know much, do you? You've never seen this.
Me?
Yeah, have you seen this?
I know a lot about Chris Chan.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
if-
think I've ever actually watched the videos though.
You're in for a treat then. This is gonna be fun. So I guess he's releasing a new one every
I
Saturday.
know he cut himself a hole for a taint or whatever.
Yeah.
And I know he fucked his mom.
Yep, those are the
And I know
classics.
he had the Virgin with Rage song where
Yeah.
he went to school, and then he had like specifically against like one of the teacher counselors.
Yeah, I forget her name. It's I know.
But she had a sign, or he had a sign that said, "Boy, I want a girlfriend-free boy or boyfriend-free girl."
I want a girlfriend-free boy. Exactly. He's a big little fairy.
And I just remember them calling him a nerd with rage.
Yeah.
A virgin with rage.
A virgin with rage. Look, he's got a little HBO logo now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. And
Also,
newly-called
it's
teenagers,
it's
as
theorized
well
that
as
he
the,
burned down the
gals.
house.
My name
It was
is
like a
Christian
coffee
Jenner.
maker or something.
I am here.
Yeah.
And y'all are
Whether it
ready.
was him on purpose or by accident, it was
Chris
probably
Chan.
by accident, but it was him.
It was definitely an accident. I think they had the coffee maker like on 3 extension cords reaching into the bathroom.
Arguably one of the most documented people in history.
Because that was like the only space that had a spot for it. Because they
His
were
antics
hoarders.
have been witnessed by millions. With many
Believe it or not,
others
Chris
keeping a
Chan's room
close
is
eye
probably
on
the
him,
most organized of the house.
waiting to see what he does next.
All you do is make me feel sad.
Should I used to have that
depressed.
Lego box?
He should love his mother. She misses him. Hello, we're live on the internet. What do you want, Mom?
That's like
Hello?
that's like weeks
love the
before
way
he
you-
like started fucking her, I think.
Outside?
Do not hate. Hate is not so good.
I forgot he was on this fucking news.
He's on the news a lot, man. He's on the news a lot.
I hope he jumps and accidentally lands on it.
I want everything about my house off the internet. Don't call anybody.
That's when he pepper sprayed GameStop,
Yeah, I
I think.
remember that.
Yeah, whatever. They're gonna put this entire timeline in chaos.
I haven't seen much of like trans Chris Chan. I kind of like stopped watching around that.
He got
What
crazier.
made him this
Yeah,
way?
I know that.
This is
What
like
is
when he
the
was at most
attraction?
crazy, like that one video where he had like
What keeps us
semi-long hair.
fascinated?
There's him as a
This
child
is
on the news.
story of Chris Chan.
Yeah, damn, he was like
Yeah,
his life was like recorded since the very beginning.
yeah, no, that's what makes it so fucking crazy.
I think he's like as in
He's more documented than Hitler.
he's as documented as Jesus at this
Yeah,
point.
basically.
Christopher Weston Chandler was born at approximately 5:30
We have so
a.m.
much
on
info on
February
him, it's
24th,
ridiculous.
1982,
Look at those little
in
lips.
Charlottesville, Virginia, to
So
parents
poofy.
Bob, age 54, and
Dude,
Barbara,
I hope that
40.
someone tries to
Robert
make an
Franklin
actual
Chandler Jr.
documentary
had
of this
served in the
person.
United
That's
States
what
Army
this is
Signal
basically.
Corps from 1946
No,
to
like
1948,
Netflix.
and was stationed in
And then they
Korea
realize
to
they
help install
can't because this is
infrastructure.
just
Dude,
way too much.
It would be so long. They'd have to like
It would
shorten
be
down.
they would have to be like 4 episodes.
It would be ridiculously
Early
long.
life, it would be like when he tries to get stuff off the internet.
Like, look at this
Then
shit.
it would be boyfriend free girl. Then it would be current day.
Why do we have this information? Like, this is ridiculous.
And he probably blurred it out.
Yeah.
We probably have it like unblurred.
Yeah, no, 100% we have it unblurred. This is definitely Samuel censoring this. I guess he tried releasing all his... This is what this is from. It's from when he was trying to release a Blu-ray collection.
Yeah.
And then he realized it would cost too much because you would need a ridiculous amount of Blu-rays to fit all the episodes.
For his service, he was
Hundreds.
awarded with a World War
It was
II
like
Victory
it was
Medal.
unfeasible. He couldn't do it.
Afterwards, Bob worked in the engineering field for Western Electric and later General Electric. The family held Bob's life accomplishments very proudly, as he had at least 7 patents to his name, including mechanisms used in the production of Kleenex and molding of plastic water containers.
That's
Yeah.
Bob was very
impressive.
world-conscious
Yeah.
and was an avid collector of stamps since a very young age.
His dad was
Later
super
in life,
smart.
he developed a love for music,
Was?
especially foreign
No, he's
music.
dead.
You
He
mean?
eventually
That's
amassed
what I mean.
a collection
Was
of
Yeah.
over
very
10,000 vinyl records. He had a son and daughter, David and Carol, respectively, from a previous marriage to one Patricia, with whom he divorced in 1980.
We have the
The
divorce
relationships
papers.
with his
It's
first
crazy.
family appeared to have been strained, as he could seldom contact his children from around the time that he met his second wife-to-be. Barbara Ann Weston Chandler, too, had a previous, albeit more complex, relationship.
Hello,
history.
Gamma. Welcome
She
in.
first married one Rand Coleman Yates in 1961, with whom she divorced 2 years later,
He looks
by
like
which
Patrick
time she was
Bateman.
pregnant with a
Kinda.
child. Her first son, Joseph Cole Smithy, was born in 1963 and was initially raised by Barbara and her new partner, Jack Dale Smithy, who was presented at the time as the boy's biological father, though in later life, Cole had his doubts, believing his father was Barbara's first husband. Barbara and Jack's marriage
could you
legitimacy
tell?
remains uncertain. They stayed together until she married Jerry Harmon in 1968.
Forgot how many times she's
Harmon,
been married.
among other things, worked as part of the
4,
Mental
no?
Health Association in
Bet.
Richmond, Virginia, and
And
was
then
a
an
professional
unofficial
magician.
fifth with his
He learned
with
a
her
traveling
son.
magic act, accompanied by his
Crazy.
wife Barbara and his stepson Cole, titling themselves King Karnak, Barbie, and Cole, and provided magic entertainment for most of the mental hospitals throughout Virginia, including Western
kinda
State
cool.
I
Hospital
didn't
in
know that.
Staunton, Virginia. On one occasion, as Jerry was allegedly out of the house committing adultery, a burglar attempted to enter their home, and so Barbara took Jerry's pistol to fire a warning shot at the steel front door. The bullet allegedly ricocheted and implanted itself into the wall a mere foot from Cole's head. When he
Forgot
was
all
17,
about this. This is
due to
crazy.
apparent abuse at the hands of his mother and stepfather, Cole sought independence and moved to California. Barbara divorced Jerry around the same time, in 1980. By this point, she had established a career as a secretary with Virginia Power. She also developed a habit of hoarding her belongings, in addition to reported and alleged emotionally abusive qualities. When Bob met Barb and soon produced Chris, the two seemingly got a chance to start anew. The new family started
I
their
like how he
life
says,
in a new
"Soon
split-level house
produced
owned by
Chris."
Bob
Yeah,
in a small town
such a of
weird
weird way to
Hookerville,
say that.
Virginia. Chris later claimed that at around 2 months of
Virginia.
age, he uttered his first word, monkey, though this is acknowledged to have been impossible. It was soon seen by his parents that Chris was not quite like most other
Isn't it
babies.
vaguely
The
possible?
first signs of his
I don't know.
autism could be witnessed in
I think
1983.
it is possible for
Despite
like
his
maybe not
condition being
monkey.
congenital,
That's a really
he later
long
stated
word.
that his autism was brought about
Look, a monkey. Oh no, that's Fievel. I think that's Fievel. Like Fievel goes
Oh, you're
west.
yeah, you're right.
That looks like the clothes.
by one particularly
Looks like the
traumatic
hat.
event when he was 18
Barely
months
see the
old.
hat, but yeah.
A babysitter surnamed Roach, or alternatively Roach,
Roach.
would look after baby Christopher whenever his parents would go out in the evenings. On one of these nights, Chris inadvertently infuriated her, and she locked him in a room filled with toys, in the dark, alone. This would prove so traumatic that he refused to speak for the next 6 years. In more recent times, Chris negated this event as the source of his troubles.
Oh, you could
and
definitely
upon
start seeing Chris now.
Yeah, no, it looks just like little Chris. Little Chris, don't fuck your mom. It's like, I want to get back in there. I want to get back in there.
Educating himself further, acknowledged that the advanced age of his parents was a likely factor in him developing autism. Despite living out his childhood as a mute, Chris was anything
what was it
but
that
quiet.
what's his name
He
says
confessed later on in
from
life
Into the
that he
Spider-Verse?
screeched often.
It was a canon event. It was a canon event.
Yeah. He's like, what is he saying? A canon event, yeah.
And was very troublesome to his parents. In 1985,
Fuck, why do we
the
have so
Hammer
many
household
pictures of
moved
him
into
as a
their
kid?
neighborhood.
I didn't
The
realize
Hammers
this.
and the Chandlers struck up a cordial
Hey, look,
relationship,
Rupee,
which
A&W.
led to Chris forming a bond with the Hammer's daughter, Sarah. Looking back, Chris considered her to be his closest childhood friend.
We're about
and
to be
she greatly
doodling like
helped
that
him
here in a
with his
minute.
autism. However, what is known of their relationship, it is also likely that she took advantage of Chris's innocence and trust, and may be seen more as a bully than a friend. For example, based on Chris's own recountings, she once told him that the character Casper the Friendly Ghost was hiding under her house. Chris then crawled into the Hammer's crawl space to find him, only to find spiderwebs, bugs, and dirt instead.
This looks nothing like Casper, Chris. And he drew this as an adult. That's not Casper the Friendly Ghost right there. It's not what he looks like at all.
Sarah allegedly locked him in. After about half an hour, her dad came to
Metacritic.
his rescue. On another occasion, she told Chris that if he were to eat the upper thing of a honeysuckle, it would taste like honey. This is a reference to the berries of a honeysuckle, which can be slightly harmful if ingested in large doses. Fortunately, their parents told them of the dangers of doing so before Christopher could fulfill Sarah's wish. At the age of 5,
so there were so
Chris
many
began
times where he
studying
could have
at
just
Greene
been
County
gone.
Primary School together with Sarah. In 1987, in a lengthy letter addressed
He is
Chris,
really-
It was a canon event. Oh my
December
god.
He's really sounding
Bob
like
offered
Chris.
his outlook on life
Hey,
and
look, Yoshi.
presented some life advice for his son. There are many sides to a mountain and many ways to climb it. If you get stopped, back off, regroup, and try another way. If you are still not successful, maybe it is not meant to be. If it is meant to be, having it on the back burner simmering for a while is not bad. It will pop up again, and the way to maintain it will be there. Everything in its
Man,
time.
this is a
Your
really
mother and I
heartfelt
have done
letter.
our best for you, and in return, we expect at least that from you. For
We're like he's got really nice handwriting for a man.
Yeah.
Like, look at that. That's like,
You gotta know he has like 6 patents.
Oh.
He had to have had practice in order to get them patented in the first place.
and this is like a really weird thing to write to like, it just, I don't know, it just comes off as weird. Like, if it's not meant to be, try later, basically, he's trying to say.
Well, yeah, no, just come back later.
Yeah.
Whenever you're more older, more stronger, better, smarter, wiser.
I bet all
I
these
think
letters
this-
got destroyed too, so this is probably like the only
They probably did.
documentations left of this.
Which is with Geno Samuel, and it's crazy.
Yeah, kiwi farms and shit.
hmm
It will
Wasn't
be-
Kiwi Farms just for
Yeah,
what's his name?
I think
Chris first?
it started off as a Chris Chan thing, I think.
yourself and your children. He also expressed wishes for his son to inherit and hold dearly his vast collection of music, movies, stamps, and art
I think he
prints.
sells most
He
of that
highlighted
off.
the significance of attaching possessions' sentimental value by reminiscing about the straight razor he had inherited from his grandfather, which he carelessly broke while using it as a screwdriver. Bob recalled he still held on to that broken razor for his entire life because his grandfather wanted him to have it and hoped that Chris would share his sentiment. I hope that you will
nice.
not carelessly misuse, waste, or destroy the value of the many things I
Oh,
have
no.
collected for
I'll be
you.
right back.
Yep.
First, learn all about them, how to use them and enjoy them, their value, and how you can thoughtlessly waste their value, then enjoy them as I have.
This is
For
sad.
example, my very good stamp collection, or all the recorded popular music on cassette tape, VCR tapes, and records, my books on popular music, movies, entertainers, musical theater, ship models, my daylilies, gazebo, and dreams.
A lot of stuff. He's very into
In
music.
1989, during a weekly trip to the toy store with his mother, Chris picked up a GoBot transforming toy up on display
A
and slowly
GoBot is
started to read
crazy.
out
Yeah.
the text on the
It's
package.
the poor people's
ending his
Transformers.
6 years of silence. In addition to taking regular classes at the primary school,
Oh,
he
in
now
Mexico,
also
we just had
received
straight up
language training at
Transformers, but
James
not
Madison
actually.
University,
Yeah,
where he developed
bootlegs.
a friendship with one Joshua
This could be worth
Martinez,
money now.
who as a child had an apparently unintelligible Spanish
What,
accent.
GoBots?
The
In
bootleg
addition,
ones.
Christopher would watch
Ah.
TV
It's
for
like people
long
like to collect
hours,
them 'cause they look
developing
funny.
his reading skills by watching programs with closed captions turned on whenever possible. Through watching television, the boy happened to develop an eclectic taste for TV shows and curious knowledge of pop culture references outside of his generation, melding contemporary media such as the cartoon series My Little Pony with
Wait, is
the
that what
likes of the
Spike used to look
1950s
like?
sitcom I Love
Yeah.
Lucy, and other
didn't know he was
culture
in the old
programs
show.
that were being enjoyed by his parents.
A lot of the same
It was possibly during this time that Chris watched
characters
the
are...
1986
Yeah,
I think there is an explanation for it, comic book-wise.
The Adventures of American Rabbit. Music, fun, and excitement with a reluctant superhero
Reluctant superhero
and his friends. Look at his skates that is built into his feet. What's with the fucking hot bunny down here? No wonder he becomes a no wonder he becomes a furry. Yeah, I keep what I said, hot bunny.
Okay. Isn't there like a version of Bugs Bunny where he dresses up like a woman?
Oh, yeah, there's a
It's
ton.
actually really hot.
There's tons, man. Bugs Bunny is like the hottest trans.
animated film, The
Don't you be
Adventures of the
cross-dresser?
American Rabbit.
Yeah, I know what I said.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It's the only trans representation I acknowledge.
Which seemingly had a
That
profound
fucking
impact on his
bussy.
worldview,
That
American
bunsy.
patriotism, and
That
later
bunsy.
forays into storytelling. It was also at around this time that Christopher joined
Oh my god,
the
you can
Wolf
see
Cub
the starting
Scouts,
of the stomach.
likely pack number 174, located in Standardsville, Virginia.
Can I get a kiss?
This kid might be gay.
Oh, this is Christian?
Yeah.
Which one's him?
He's not there.
Oh, I thought it was the big fat tall one.
No. This one might be gay too.
As part of the Scouts program, which
right one
taught
looks like
children
he's gonna be,
practical, mostly outdoor
engineer.
skills.
The
while
one that
community and
had was
character
posed like that
building
doesn't
was
look
likely
gay.
inspired by Bob's own experience as a Boy Scout, who had reached the highest rank of Eagle Scout. Chris was allegedly kicked out of the Scouts
Hey, look,
after a
Ninja
short
Turtles.
time, confessing it may have been due to his autism and bursts of anger. He claimed that his parents had tried to sue the Boy Scouts of America for the expulsion, but no
fuck?
legal action ultimately took place.
That's
In
crazy.
July of that year, Barbara and Chris flew to
Oh
San
my
Francisco,
God.
California to visit
It's
Cole for
starting.
his 26th birthday.
Dude, look at that creepy freaking
Mario.
yeah, Mario. Oh my god. He's not much taller than Chris.
Oh,
Ugh.
that's technically canonically what Mario would look like.
I
no?
guess that's what he should look like in the new movie.
This was the first and only recorded time the Chandlers visited Cole. Also
they
in
should put
1989,
Chris Pratt in a
Bob
big
and Chris
fucking Mario
converted
suit and
their
have him jump
backyard
around
shed
on a green
into
screen.
a workshop, christening it the Dreaming Studio. Bob had hoped that he and his son would build things together there, extending to his progeny his fondness for engineering. He even commemorated the space with a plaque, which read, Dreaming Studio of Mr. C and Little C, where dreams do
That's
come
really
true.
adorable. Oh, I feel
1989.
bad for him.
Yeah.
However, when asked about it later, Chris could not recall what, if anything, had been built there. It was soon instead mostly used by Barbara for storage. For
So
Christmas
sad.
of that year, he got a Nintendo Game Boy portable game console. This was also the year that the family got Patty Chandler, a Beagle Spitz mix.
Oh, that's so cute. That's actually a really cute name.
Oh. It looks like Diddler Mario hiding in the bathroom stalls at Freddy Fazbear. He does look like he'd be making the pizza.
He does. He does.
Which they picked up as a pup from their aunt Karina. Chris grew very attached to the dog, displaying a fondness and arguably a love rarely shown for anything or anyone else in his life. In
I want a
1990,
dog.
Bob
I need to get a
co-hosted a
dog.
jazz marathon on
Need a bigger place.
WTJU radio in
You
Charlottesville,
just find one
Virginia.
like I do.
During the program,
Just go
he
steal one.
displayed his keen knowledge of 1920s
You know we did steal
and
one
30s
one time?
jazz music.
Did you really?
Yeah, we were younger when my sister was like, come on, get on the go. Mind you, we didn't really steal the dog. We just opened the door
And then
and my
hopped
sister was
in.
like, come on, and hopped in, and then we left.
You're ours now.
It was a little
Okay, now we go
Pomeranian.
on to
Aw.
performance number 2, which is tight like that.
This is November the 9th, 1928, with Chicago personnel.
I wonder if Bob
Tampa
was
Red
tight like
Folk and
that.
Jug Band. There's a great group of Chicago musicians featuring kazoo, guitar, and jug by Hudson Whitaker. Tampa Red's guitar, Thomas A. Dorsey is on the piano and the washboard. Frankie Half-Pint Jackson vocals interact to make this a great session. Listen for some very good kazoo and jugs, and notice how Half-Pint Jackson laughs like scat singing. Very unusual.
I guess he hosted radio or something.
1990 also marked the last
Goddamn.
year of Chris's stay at Greene County Primary School. At around this time, he met Tiffany Robinson, one of his earliest female friends. He recalled that she was his first crush, and
Look
that
at
they
that
would hang out
coat.
together a lot. However, after some time, she left Chris in favor of some other boy. For his 4th grade studies, he transferred to
I wonder if she was like a
Nathaniel Greene
babysitter or
Elementary
something.
School. It was here where he allegedly had very distressing experiences. He asserted that the staff at the school did not know how to handle autistic children and treated him cruelly. Chris contended that 5 members of staff abused him by pinning him down to the ground, holding his wrists and ankles, and audiotaping his cries. Furthermore, he claimed that the principal
probably
forced him
held
to
him
sit
down,
on
but
his lap
audiotaping
and
his
said
cries, probably
offensive things
not.
to him.
No, Chris is not in jail. He was found innocent. Because they couldn't, what was it? They either couldn't prove he did it or anything, or, like, couldn't prove it wasn't consensual. And there's no laws on the books for, like, 2 adults humping, like, parent's son. They have
It was
laws.
like a misdemeanor, wasn't it?
It was, I don't even know. I don't think anything, like, came of it at all. Because there's things where a mom molests a son, but there's, like, nothing where, like, a son can molest a mom. It was really weird. So he lived in like a halfway house for a little while, and now he's out living with some trolls or something. It's very confusing, and he's possibly dating some like little Finnish girl. It's very strange. And he just like does content and stuff now to make money because I think the people he's living with is like kind of making him do things. It's very strange.
But
Not very
Christopher
entertaining.
resisted, and the advances never went further than that. Chris also claimed that the principal was gay, which contributed to his homophobic outlook in adult life. He recalled, "I was abused by one, a homosexual principal at my elementary school, slapped me on his lap, said some offensive things to me, and I felt uncomfortable." Even though Chris's accounts of the events could not be verified, it is also not unlikely that an event like this could have taken place. Though Chris never specified the reasoning behind their attacks, nor did he state whether him being restrained
if I can
and being
find a picture
assaulted
of
by the
her.
principal were separate or related events. It is possible that he may have been restrained and verbally abused as a form of disciplinary action, and even placed in a scream room, which was a fairly common school installation for dealing with autistic children up until the mid-1990s. Whatever event transpired, it forced Chris's parents to take him away from Nathaniel Greene Elementary School. To further things, they took
Yeah, here's what Chris Chan is doing right now. He's hanging out with this girl named Fluttershy.
Yeah.
She looks like a child, but apparently she's an adult. Like, she really looks like a fucking kid. And he's like just living with a bunch of like, I guess, trolls. It's very strange. It's also very boring. He doesn't do anything like entertaining anymore. So most people don't even pay attention to him.
the case to Greene County Court. After the school board threatened to take Chris out of mainstream education and instate him into a special needs school, the Chandlers dropped the case. Chris later recounted, "Back
Yeah,
in my
troll
Greene
streamer
County
house,
days,
basically.
the principal of Nathaniel Greene Elementary School was a homo, and when I was sent to his
Who's a
office,
homo?
he picked me up, set me on his lap. Then I would always get off his lap, because I always hated that. I felt bad vibes back then. Fortunately, it has never gone beyond that, and my father caught his intentions on that, and the court battle started. He likely exaggerates, but my father knew that there was a bunch of homos within that school board, and that was why they hated me and my family, in addition to those people not understanding autism. Anyway, from those past memories..."
I forgot how much he hated gay people at the beginning. And he thought every gay
He
person was gonna
hated
molest
them.
him.
That is why I have grown up to rarely associate with men, and why I despise the homos the worst. Bob moved with Chris to Chesterfield County to retain custody and homeschooled the boy for the remainder of the school year, while Barbara continued to live in their house in Ruckersville, taking
Wow, the
care
New
of
York
Patty
Post
the
is
dog.
making fun of
His
Hassan
parents
right now.
feared the mistreatment Christopher might have received.
Really?
Tone-deaf radicals flock into Havana, which is like
Cuba,
well,
right?
it's in a crisis right now. Yeah, Cuba.
Yeah.
Staying in 5-star hotels while island in crisis.
Wait, they actually made it to Cuba?
Yeah, here I'm gonna just send you a link real quick on Twitch, Discord.
I need to see this. This is I know it's off topic, but I need to see this. This is ridiculous. I can't believe we actually made it. Thought for sure they'd like get stopped. Oh, they actually did fucking make it. That's wild. Ugh. What the fuck?
I mean, you can definitely tell he's like in a 5-star hotel. So far, he's socialist Cuba tour is crazy.
That is crazy. Yo, no, Cuba is fucked, right? I mean, they've always been fucked, but like it's real bad from what I understand because we're tightening the sanctions on them. Fucking Animal Farm, fucking wild. I can't believe he actually went. I really thought it was just gonna be like a grift thing.
In a special school.
He
and was
went, but then
determined
he
to
made
keep
it a
him in
lot worse
mainstream
on himself.
education,
Yeah.
instilling in him the ideal that his autism made him special.
Yeah, I heard about
but
that
which
too.
did
1 to
not
3
prevent
hours
him
electricity.
from living among everyone else.
If you're lucky.
It was around this tumultuous time that young Christopher had an uplifting experience that would
Fucking
change his
crazy.
life.
Feel bad for him.
During a shopping trip in the Regency Square shopping mall in Richmond, Virginia, most likely in December 1992, but in other accounts he stated it was 1989, he came across the Leonard Bernstein Symphony Orchestra, a show comprised of an animatronic orchestra of characters.
I don't like the way they look. Really kind of creepy. It's like bear-sized heads on like human-sized bodies.
That is held around Christmas time. The conductor, Leonard Bernstein, was made to be fully interactive with his audience with the help of a human controller behind the
This
scenes.
looks like modern footage. Is
On
this
this
still
day,
going on?
The turnout for the show was weak, so Chris
Looks
got
like it.
extra attention from the bear.
It looks like early
During their
2000s.
conversation,
Yeah.
Leonard asked him his name.
That's
and
some
the person
high-quality
controlling
video.
The animatronic misheard it, calling him back Christian. The boy took this as a profound sign and felt that he should be called Christian.
That's how he got his name, by the way. They legally changed it because
In
of that.
1993,
I know.
Christian enrolled in
Fucking
Providence
wild.
Middle School in Richmond.
The Blackwood
He
is
looked
scared. Of
back
course you
fondly
say
over
that,
his time here,
racist.
giving special credit to his teacher, Virginia Sanford. She was the
I would
most
never say the
influential
Blackwood's
teacher in my life. During my years at Providence Middle School, she taught me better social skills,
Somebody
how to
time
better
him
cope
out, he's
with other
being
people,
fucking
bullies,
racist.
and life. With a positive and fun tomboyish attitude, she was a teacher any child would be most proud to look up to and be taught by. He also forged a friendship with one Natasha Turner.
Alright, off topic again. Why the fuck did you send me something from Kamala's Fudacock? And it's a picture of like a seductive monkey.
I just want you to read what the post says.
I learned how to draw balloon. I learned how to draw in balloons official art style. Ninja Kiwi better follow my demands or else he'll be held responsible. Look what he fucking sent me, guys. The fuck is this? Look at fucking posted it. Kamala's Fudacock?
I am the real wait. Go hover over her thing.
I am the real
Kamala's
Kamala's Fudacock. Back up Biden's fat tits. The fuck?
Look, man. Look,
A few
man.
years older than him, whose family were neighbors with Bob and Chris. In
I
the
like
new
looked
Chesterfield
over and I
County
just saw
apartment, and so would often hang out
Kamala's
together at the
Fudacock.
bus
And I was
stop
like, what the fuck?
and from school. He initially had a crush on her, but lost romantic interest when he first saw her smoking. He would also sometimes give her money on behalf of his father for her quote-unquote friendship and attention. Chris would later realize that
Oh,
Natasha
yeah.
was, in a sense,
Yo, that's whoa. Thanks YouTube. That's sick. He had one of those. Those are expensive. all 5 of them, and you can like take them apart and stuff. I had a couple of these. I had the legs, and I think the arm. Cats can post that, but I get bad if I'm not scared of an animatronic. You only get bad because you're scared of the black one. I don't make the rules.
A friend with benefits, as in she would stay with him and be friendly and watchful in exchange for a monetary reward from Bob. Bob knew that his son had little hope in forming true friendships otherwise.
The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, the cool new TV
This is my favorite show as a kid, I'm gonna be
In
honest.
the fall of 1993, Sega, the video game developer, held
wasn't
a
this
watch and win
Sonic
sweepstakes
ATM or
contest
something?
in
Yeah,
conjunction
something
with
like
their
that.
Adventures of Sonic
I
the
forget
Hedgehog
which is
cartoon,
which.
starring the Blue Hedgehog
There's
character
2 of
from
them.
their popular video game series.
I like the goofy one more.
100 lucky winners would get a $1,000 shopping spree at KB Toys toy store. And one of them was Chris.
That's fucking
Christian is one
wild.
of only about 100 winners nationally to receive $1,000 worth of Sega games and equipment.
That's a lot at the time, too.
No, that's a ridiculous. Look at this as dad. God, back then you $1,000 on games and Sega products.
That's
man.
like $2,000 pretty much.
Yeah, and games were like mostly relatively like $30 back then. I mean, you'd have your, ones that would range.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. You could get so much shit.
Just another example of how
So
well
much
he's
shit.
doing. Christian is a high-functioning autistic child. This past fall, on his own initiative, he entered a contest based on a favorite cartoon character.
I had to do was exactly watch Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, and I'd listen to what Sonic says at the end of it.
He already talks. This is peak in life, man. This be peak in my life. I think it's peak in his life when he got in his mom's pussy again. But man, the amount of games you could get though, man, that's wild. No wonder he turned out the way he is. Also, he talks exactly like he does now still. Just with a lighter voice.
And writing it down for a whole week, and then I had to mail it in, and I had to be drawn out of a hat, and I just won.
Christian's father says it only takes a few hours for him to master an electronic game and then move on to another. I can't master any of them. That's it for now, and it's just...
Damn,
On
imagine when
December
they called it
29th,
electronic game. That's
1993,
great.
The Teen Times Dispatch published an article
Kinda
on
like it.
Christian's
It's
magical
funny.
encounter with Leonard Bernstein, titled, "It Took a Talking Bear to Give the Name a Young Boy Loves." The boy's father recounts the events of the day. Since this was early in the Christmas season on a Thursday afternoon, the crowd was light.
They made a news article about him changing his name because of the bear. Is crazy. I didn't remember that.
The conversation between Leonard and Christopher lasted about an hour. Christopher was spellbound. Something unusual happened during that conversation. When Leonard Bernstein, in a decidedly British accent, asked Christopher his name, the bear must have misunderstood what the boy replied. Leonard started calling our son Christian. What better name for the Christmas season? And the name stuck like glue. Bob also offered up some insight into the family's situation. Christopher is a high-functioning autistic child. While intellectually his age level is 12 or 13, socially he is around age 7 or 8.
Not
He
that
has
much
some
of a
behavioral
difference.
problems with his peers and relates better with children a few years younger than him. The Greene County school system was not equipped to teach an autistic child, Mr. Chandler said. The Chesterfield County school system has accepted him with open arms. The article also mentions that Bob had originally wanted to name his son Christian, but had quote-unquote chickened out. It is unclear what scared him
Why?
off from naming his child Christian. In any case, the following year, the boy had his name legally changed to Christian Weston Chandler.
That is a crazy looking photo. Holy shit. Let's go back to that real quick. That chin. He looks like what's his name? Is that his chin or is that his shirt? That's his chin. It's like the Joker or something. The fuck?
Year, the boy had his name legally changed to Christian Weston Chandler. In the spring of 1996, Barbara retired from her secretarial position at Virginia Power, while Bob and Christian moved to a 3-bedroom condominium in the Newbury Town community in Chesterfield. In late spring, Chris graduated from Providence Middle School. As a parting gift, Mrs. Sanford wrote a personal and prophetic letter to Chris. "Well, it's been 3 years now at Providence, and it's all over. Where has the time gone to? The most important parting words I can leave you with, well, are to always remember this. You show people where your weak points are located. Then they will know how to push your button. If you never show them, they will never know. I hope you have an enjoyable summer and come back to visit. Do your very best at Manchester.
I never see
Put
cursive
your best
anymore,
foot
really.
forward and treat others as you wish to be treated. Love.
Looks so
Mrs.
much
Sanford.
fancier.
The Manchester in question happened to be Manchester High School of Midlothian, Virginia, where, according to Christian, he spent the happiest years of his life. In Manchester, Chris had a sizable group of female friends, which he dubbed gal pals. Among the first that he met was Molly Quarles, a cheerleader. He later fondly remembered them being paired up during a matchup event for Valentine's Day. Laura Beth Dorazio was another cheerleader Chris met and fell for, but after he confessed that he had a crush on her, she told him that she would like them to remain just as friends. Chris seemed to develop a special endearing fondness for gal pal Tiffany Gowan, who he described as a bit of a tomboy and a peppermint patty type to his Charlie Brown, referencing the Peanuts comic strip and cartoon
It's
characters.
so weird. Always
Kelly Andes,
comparing
though,
himself
was
to
his biggest
cartoons.
crush. Christian later said that they were high school sweethearts, even though they were never in an actual relationship together. Sarah Bevel was in the same chemistry class along with Kelly and Chris. Sarah had a boyfriend at the time, and Chris watched them interact, hoping to experience that kind of relationship one day. Writing, "It was fun to just watch them flirt with each other. I could have learned from that, but my autism and normal social phobias held me back then.
Kind of weird. All these girls like hung out with them. Like, I was weird in high school. I didn't have a bunch of girls hanging out with me. Do I need to be more autistic? Autistic?
Miranda Mitchell was said to be the big brain in his circle of friends, with whom he shared computer graphics class. His group of gal pals were possibly not genuinely interested in a friendship with Chris, but rather stayed with him out of pity and as protection. A later comment made by Chris suggests that the group had made an arrangement with Bob and or the principal of the high school for the female students to keep a watchful eye on him in exchange for some reward, academic or otherwise.
So strange.
When riding on the school bus, he used to sit right in front of the bus door so he could always get off the fastest. However, during his freshman year, he got into an altercation with a black boy who supposedly wanted to be off the bus first. He punched Christian in the face, knocking his glasses off.
Is this what made him
In order to
racist?
resolve the issue, Chris was forced to take the special ed bus to school from then on, which deeply affected him. He always felt very uncomfortable associating with others whom he called slow in the minds. Chris later recalled,
I forgot he hated other
I ended up with this really worse
special
off,
people.
mentally challenged person who could hardly ever speak other than That boy bopped me on the back of the head for his own laughs. The special ed teacher who rode on the bus talked with his brother about it, and he kept him from bopping me. But having to put up with his nonsensical slur talk was still just as cringy and horrifying. Ugh!
Ugh!
On November 13th,
He looks like he wants to kill himself in that Spider-Man photo.
claimed that he was standing in the middle of the school hallway next to the basketball court, daydreaming about Sonic the Hedgehog.
As he
was then
do.
allegedly hit in the head by a stray basketball, which inspired him to create the character Bionic the Hedgehog, conceived as Sonic's basketball-playing brother. He proceeded to depict Bionic symbolically defeating autism. Concerning schoolwork, there was a wealth of information that had been attained long after Chris had completed his studies. Looking back over his years at
Damn, he has
Manchester
a
High
Casio.
School, he maintained
I was going to say,
he
is
held
that
an honor roll streak, meaning he
Go back and I can
consistently
tell you
acquired
what model, maybe.
Of course you can.
Give me 2 seconds.
It almost looks like one of those calculator watches.
It might be, but I don't think it's a calculator watch.
Because it has like a big section right here, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It's so blurry.
Here, let me take a picture of it so I could look at it some more, and maybe we'll search it if I don't know.
Go for it, watch expert.
There you go. Now you can
I'll keeper of time.
Long after Chris had completed his studies. Looking back over his years at Manchester High School, he maintained that he held an honor
I thought he
roll
was falling
streak,
over in that
meaning he
picture, but the
consistently
picture's just
acquired
angled
high
weird.
grades throughout his time there, though uncovered school reports and assignments helped to refute his claims, as he had regularly failed to turn in assignments and received mediocre scores. He further protested that he received mainstream education, though his found schoolwork indicated he was often given simplified projects designed for special needs students. Over the course of 4 semesters,
before he started
studied
bowling.
Spanish, about which he felt very impassioned. For class assignments, he adopted a Spanish name, Ricardo, a common practice for students in order to better get into character and culture of the language. However, Christian often used Ricardo in class assignments outside of Spanish, and even considered it as part of his real name. For one of his assignments, he had to conduct an interview with his parents, offering
all I
some
know
more
is it's Casio,
information
it's not
about
giving
their
me
life
anything.
experiences. For the question, why did you choose to have children? They answered, it's nice to have kids. For what adjustments did you have to make after your first child arrived? They answered, laughter from 4 kids and 3 situations, likely referring to their troubled past marriages and estranged children. Interestingly, when asked about what had been the hardest part about parenting, the answer was dealing with the school system. In another assignment concerning families, Chris inserted mathematical equations into his definitions, likely utilizing knowledge recently attained
Is that
from
Chris's
math class.
handwriting?
For
It's
example,
actually
he
decent.
defined a nuclear family as a mother, father, and X is more than or equal to 1 child sharing the same household. He also described adoption as a right to raise a child who is biologically their own.
Wait, what?
Another time, Christian took part in a parenting exercise in which he wore an empathy belly to simulate the feeling of being a pregnant woman.
What
He
the
wrote a
fuck?
report describing his experience. Having a belly like a pregnant woman was really an awkward experience.
That's weird.
This is so fucking weird.
I've never seen anything like that in school.
No. This is 99 too.
Yeah, Chris is a little bit older than me, but... Huh.
When I tried to get my pencil bag out of my backpack, the belly held me back by putting pressure on my left leg. Luckily, my arms were long, but if they were any shorter, I would have had a real problem to reach the pencil bag. While I was sitting in my chair, the belly made it uncomfortable for me to cross my legs, and while my legs were separated, it put pressure on my private part, which gave me a strange, weird feeling. So, it was quite an experience while I had a belly like a pregnant woman.
That's not good. That
Chris
just created
got
a
full marks
fetish.
For his report.
Yeah.
One time, he wrote an essay
He's
about
the
Japan's
original
involvement
person that
in World
made
War II.
the fetish.
For the report, he wrote his name as Ricardo W. Chandler, with Christian placed in parentheses, and wrote English in Spanish. The teacher
Why?
quickly corrected this. According to Chris, the war was a very tragic event with guns, insults, and yuck.
Yuck.
He continues. The Japanese and Americans had
He
deemed
types like a girl online in like the early thousands.
Yeah.
glowering at each other like boxers from opposite corners of a 5,000-mile ring, waiting for their bout to begin.
So the US
and
Japan really wanted to get it on.
He also wrote of U.S. President Woodrow Wilson's involvement at the end of the
Did he
war.
do this on a
even though his
typewriter or
term had
something? This
ended
is really
20
weird
years before
font.
Japan got involved in World War II. On assessing Chris's essay, the teacher commented, "Restate thesis." There is also a page titled Warm Fuzzies for Christian W. Chandler.
I remember
which
this!
most likely was a class activity in which the students wrote nice things for each other in order to promote acceptance. The messages left for Chris were generally generic and bland.
I remember Warm Fuzzies. We had that in our school. And they made like stickers if you were good. You had Warm Fuzzy stickers. They kind of look like, what the fuck were those things? Furbies in a way, but uglier and badly drawn. And then if you were a bad kid, you got, what the fuck were they? Prickly Pete's or something? And it was a spiky version of a Warm Fuzzy.
I think I would have wanted the Prickly Pete's more.
Yeah, I think they were cool. They had sunglasses. They were supposed to be like bad boys, and it just made people want them more, and I think they dropped it not long after that.
Not a bad idea.
I remember thinking it was gay as a kid.
Such as...
Oh, have you seen
like
the
your
LSS5
clothes.
stuff? Oh, yeah, you have.
Yeah.
You know that the CEO of NVIDIA was like, no, you guys are just using it wrong.
Yeah, I
You
saw
guys don't
that.
understand.
I saw
It's so
that.
funny.
He's such a he gets a prickly Pete.
He gets a prickly Pete.
Funny. You are a nice person. Nice watch. You tell great
Nice
jokes.
watch. That was you. That was Cat's right in that one. Nice watch.
You tell fun jokes. Finally, Christian composed his 13 lucky writing tips, an assignment for English class, in which he switched 4 tips in to what most closely resembles Spanish.
What?
Use standard written English. Do not use contractions in formal writing. You must have a thesis statement in
I'm
each
so happy I
essay.
don't have to do this
The
anymore.
thesis statement
Yeah, I
es el
hated shit
finalier
so much.
estancé de introductori paragrafé. Tu escribes del literatore. El thesis incluye el
Yeah, I
llama de
need this
author
guy to
y llama
stop
de work.
talking
Los
Spanish.
paragraphs soporte y relate que el thesis. Los paragraphs tienes el topic estancias hablan el unifying concepto de el paragraph.
Concepto.
Los details soporte y relate a el topic estance de paragraph. Necesitas los adecuados soporte details. Escribe el literatore en presente tense. Necesitas tres muchacho mirar de puente. Necesitas creas muy bien tu escribes.
It does sound like
sense y
AI.
es muy logical. Cheques tu escribir muy
I'm sure want to bet
carefully.
he is actually
On his
AIing it
school
right now.
report, it can be
No.
seen
But you
that
can't
he
really
failed
tell
all
because
but
his
2 of
voice
14
sounds the exact
assignments,
fucking
earning
same.
a D+ for the
He
year.
probably could get away with it,
Among
honestly.
his other activities, he served as a water boy for the school basketball team, the Manchester Lancers.
Everyone looks normal
along with
except
Joseph
Chris.
Herring,
Yeah.
one of Christian's only male friends. Chris also declared that he was the supposed manager for the Lancers as well. On May 14th, 1998, at age 16, Chris wrote a
He
poem
looks so
entitled
disappointed with that
Song
toy.
of Christian for his class, loosely based on Walt
As
Whitman's
seen on
Song of
TV,
Myself.
Pro 200. They're like one of those multi-game systems.
It might be.
Kind of want to see
Might
it.
also be like a thing for a Game Boy.
As seen on TV, Pro 200 and held. Yeah, there's a video on it. Oh, this looks like shit.
Is it actually a console?
Yeah, it's like some sort of game thing.
Hey, what do you got there? The video game has over 200 games. Cool, 200 games?
That's right. Over 200 games can be yours with Pro 200.
Oh! I've had one of these.
Oh, fuck, I thought that was the commercial.
Reference to any company name.
I've had one of these, just not the Pro 200s. It was like a really weird red one.
Print.
Huh.
So
I had it
guess
somewhere in
a
the house.
warehouse of these just instantly materialized out of nowhere, only to be discovered by some sly mark.
I want to see the games. Oh, it's Tetris, basically.
Upon starting the actual game up, you'll be greeted with the startlingly loud
They look
strains of
exactly the same,
chiptune
like box
fanfare,
within a tiny box.
along with a somewhat impressive
Yeah.
bit of animation. Okay, yeah, it's not dazzling by any means, instead of overhyping minor games of choice. But in reality, there's 16 games with only the slightest bit of variation for each. Your tank has a flashing center to help alleviate some
I think I had
confusion.
something similar
These things
too.
are all
Yeah, I had
relatively
something like
large,
this.
So, as you've probably guessed, it's kind of cramped. Fortunately, the only thing that could hurt you are the bullets. Unfortunately, this type of game just doesn't work within the screen limitations. As far as I could tell, both game variations are the
Interesting.
same, and neither of them are terribly fun.
Alright. Ah!
He decided to record his creation for
Interesting.
posterity in video form the following day. Beyond just reciting the poem, he portrays himself as the enthusiastic
Oh
host
yeah, did you
of
see
the
that they
Christian
also finally
Chandler Show.
cracked the Xbox One?
Yes, I saw that. That's gonna be big with some things.
It's impressive that they did it 10 years after the life cycle.
Lots of laughs and all that neat old stuff. Now here he is, the host with the most, Christian Chandler. Good evening, friends.
I can buy one of those handhelds for like 25 bucks.
Oh my god.
Basically brand new.
Anyway, I'm gonna do my poem now, so here goes. I hear America singing as I sing of myself, and you experience as I experience. The problems of yourself are my problems.
It's such
To you,
creepy
the
footage.
young singing cries,
It is. This is like his footage
to
though,
the
right?
song,
Yeah.
The song of laughter. At age 6 weeks, I sang this song of laughter. Then at 1.5 years of age, the Lord clicked the mute button on me. The rudeness of the
What?
teenager's song, the despicable mention of rude words, and drugs.
I can't wait for
I'm
Wind
not
and Waves
afraid
to
speak,
release.
despise the hazardous
Just a random
looks
thing I had in my
and
mind.
They're just
My
being
song
autistic
that
because of
I
all the
sang,
autism we're watching.
Although I talk
Yeah, I
well,
guess.
my peer relationship is low and my loneliness is off the scale.
Did he say his horniness?
Loneliness.
He then explains his
But same
inspiration
thing.
for each line of the poem, and
Yeah,
then reflects on his
a virgin
fascination
with
the
rage,
Sonic the
right?
Hedgehog universe, showcasing a handmade hypothetical issue of video game news and strategy magazine Nintendo Power, which pertains
I have
to
that
video
issue.
game producing company Nintendo. Christian's cover envisions Sonic, originally made by rivaling company Sega, traveling
He
with the
wanted
Nintendo
Sonic
brand.
and Sega to
There
go
is
to
my
fucking
own
Nintendo
Nintendo
so
Power
bad.
magazine. Actually, that's just a cover. I'm working on it.
I'm working on it.
If they did, do you think there would have been a good like game, or do you think they would have killed it in its crib?
I don't know. If they would have joined earlier, I think it would have been better. Honestly, they would have more budget.
Okay, so you do think it would have been better?
Probably.
Covers such for Sega to Nintendo. So I started off by making my own Nintendo 64 game, Sonic 64. Isn't that a cool picture of what?
Yeah, it's very cool looking,
He
Chris.
then brings up Bionic.
It would have just been Sonic 3D,
Sonic's
wouldn't it?
brother, who was a basketball
It would have just
player
been
and
the
mechanic.
Sonic Adventure, probably, but more simple.
Well, no, didn't they have a 3D Sonic that was unreleased or whatever?
Kinda, but it was like real shit, so they didn't release it.
That's what I'm saying. It probably would have just been that game, but you know, actually finished.
Maybe.
Please, no, older. Anyway, I'm just usually lonely at home, don't have a second player to play with. I don't even have a little brother, I'm still hoping for one. I see my God, that's about time I sign off. But before I go, just one thing to say.
I guess I was kind of lucky to have a little brother to play games with. No,
Yeah, I didn't have anyone to play with.
I can help.
I do not even know what
You can help. Late.
It's a little too late, buddy.
No, it ain't, man.
No, I don't.
Actually, it was a nice school, but then it came to Green Elementary. That's why I got the F. Anyway, then many years roll by. Then you came along and gave me a nap. I mean, I started off with an 8, and you just lowered it. I'm getting sick and tired of this lower thing. What do you have against the handicapped children anyway? I mean, I know my handicap is autism, and I'm not...
This is so much funnier with Discord being broken right now, and it sounds like it's just glitching in the video.
That's really funny.
I'm very emotional about it. Anyway, it's time I sign off. Well, this has been the Christian Chandler Show, and we hope you all enjoyed it. And as they say in the line of TV land, good night, folks.
Imagine if he had access to the internet in this time, man. How much more shit we would have had.
Around the same time, he made a series of stop-motion videos of races set in his Lego-made town called Quickville, a name based on his own initials. They were made with a Game Boy camera, which produced grainy, low-resolution grayscale photos, or alternatively, low-quality
My son does
stop-motion
stuff like this with his phone.
All the racers featured in the videos were named
At least
either
he
after
used to.
pop
He hasn't done it
culture
in a while.
characters that Christian idolized, or people he knew in real life. On September 4th, 1998, as a personal project, Christian audio recorded a mock radio show where he portrayed himself as the radio host of his hypothetical KCWC radio station, playing a selection of music tracks.
Station KCWC, and here is your host.
This would have been an interesting ARG if he was actually really smart about it. Wouldn't it be?
It would have been interesting.
It's just like a separate universe, like radio station. If he just actually was smart,
yeah,
and edited it well enough. Although this is like '98, so he couldn't have done it.
He could have been better than this.
They definitely could have.
They had editors. This is around the time Newgrounds and stuff started.
So take it away, Frankie, and get that string wrapped around your finger, or else we're gonna have some rain.
The music selection Chris plays is an eclectic mix of popular songs from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, and contemporary video game music. He also acts
What a
as
range.
supposed callers calling into the show,
I
and
could
special
hear the
guests, such
song
as
in the
character
background.
Alvin of Alvin and the Chipmunks. and
Christian
his own
GTA
unchanged
station would be
childhood
sick.
self, Christopher.
And before we announce the next song, we're gonna give you our joke of the day. And this joke comes from Christopher Chandler from Ruckersville, Virginia. And the joke goes like this. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
6, 7. Dude, I wonder how the world would have changed instead of the
He
6,
also
8,
invited his
7.
mother, Barbara,
If it
to
was the
open-
6, 7 meme back then. How bad do you think it would have been?
I mean, it would have been pretty bad if Chris Chan invented the 6-7 joke, I think.
Damn. He invented a lot of things, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's basically the first Let's
Inadvertently.
Player.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god.
play as a caller.
And we're going to...
Interesting for Chris Chan.
Got a call on line 1. Hello, it's your dime. What's your rhyme?
Hello, my name is Barbara Chandler, and I'm calling to request a song for my husband for his birthday.
No kidding.
His name is Bob Chandler.
This is so
he's
cute.
71 years old today.
No kidding.
And the song I would like to request is A Bushel and a Peck.
Bushel and a peck and hug around the neck for a 71-year-old man?
I think so. Thank you very much.
This is so adorable.
You heard it right here, folks. A request for a birthday boy here. So happy birthday goes out to Robert Chandler, and we will play A Bushel and a Peck from Guys and Dolls.
You can hear the record player
Latest
click.
trend in kids' toy history. It's multi-billion dollar.
Ma Pokemon.
Throughout the late 1990s, the Pokemon game franchise was spreading across North America, with Chris keeping a keen eye on it. He began playing the trading card game and included illustrations of Pokemon characters in his Spanish homework. He also wrote a lengthy English essay.
Yo,
detailing how
Pokemon Snap stickers. I have a few of those, like floating around on things.
Oh yeah, where you put it, you got like a little SIM card thing.
Yeah.
And you put it in the machine. Yeah.
Yeah, up at Blockbuster. I have a couple on like one of my Pokemon binders somewhere.
Oh, I wish I was old enough to know that back then.
Pokemon came into their Pokeballs, with which his teacher was very pleased. The year 1999 marked the birth of his Wall of Originals, a designated portion of the wall which displayed Pokemon trading cards that Chris made himself. It featured original Pokemon which he created, such as a female version of the popular Pokemon Pikachu called Chikachu, and Plotistic, a plant which is autistic.
Plotistic.
A plant that's autistic. What the fuck? Hold on, I need to.
Chikachu and Plotistic.
Psyshock, flip a coin and defend. Okay, it's just like a normal shit. That's fucking weird. What makes him autistic?
The only Pokemon in the world with autism. It can disable its own attacks.
It's actually kind of clever. You know that shit was by accident though. Holy shit. What makes him autistic though? Why is he autistic?
A plant which is autistic. Various iterations of Chris himself also appeared several times. His fascination grew to a point that he would
Wait, go
dress up
back,
as the
go
Pokemon
back.
appeared several
I want to
times.
see what the card said. Christian says, kill Harry Potter.
Revive
Revive
Pokemon? What does that mean?
I don't know. Pokemon revive. If you have space on your bench, put a basic Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench. This attack's effect will not work if your bench is full, but either way, this attack still does its damage.
Why are these actually sound like Pokemon cards? Like the attacks.
When you
and
play
shit.
Dark Christian from your hand, ask your opponent if he or she loves Harry Potter more than Pokemon. If he or she says or hints towards yes, his or her active Pokemon becomes knocked out.
Why do you hate Harry Potter so much? Was because kids would call him Harry Potter? Because I got called that.
No, I got called Harry Potter, and I actually looked like him.
Me
I
too,
still kinda
kind
do.
of. When I had hair, it kind of looked like that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not.
Round. Your hair is too. Your head is too round.
It doesn't stop kids from being mean. You
That's
see
true.
a white kid with glasses, you're Harry Potter.
Oh. Well, I had circular round glasses, and then I actually have that scrawny look. So,
That's funny.
You know,
That's why
it
you got
helped me.
called it. I just was a white kid with like a hair.
White kid with
His
hair
fascination
and
grew to a
glasses.
point that he would dress up as
Glasses.
the Pokemon cartoon series character.
Arceus. That looks like that.
Public.
Arceus is screaming to the
Around
sky.
I had a
mid-1999,
Thunderbolt shaped
Christian
skull.
launched his first website, a simple Pokemon-themed effort.
I actually have a skull right here.
Pokesite.
When I was so it doesn't help. When I was a little kid, what was it? My mom. I was like very little. I was like a toddler. I fucking I flipped what do they call a rocking chair and knocked my head onto a dining room table
That's funny.
and cracked it open.
I've seen a video of me. I'm just on the bed, and then the next thing you hear is just, which is just me, obviously falling off the bed.
And then I reopened up my skull so it's even deeper because I guess I got excited and I ran into a door. Yeah, I got hit With a baseball bat? That's crazy. When you were 11 at Little League? That's
funny.
crazy. Someone's trying to kill you.
That's funny. You should have let it happen.
Cementing the
crazy.
moniker CWC. It was soon replaced by Quick's Pokesites 2, with a new logo designed by Galpal.
Oh, this is when he started making
he
his
updated
website.
it with personal and Pokemon-related news semi-regularly.
Who are these
over
Asian
the next
people?
year and a half.
fuck if I
He would
know.
also visit the guest books
Maybe he
of
thought
other
they were
websites
Nintendo
at the
people.
time, advertising
Wanted
his
a
own
picture.
sites and asking for
That'd be
others to
funny as
visit
fuck.
it. This year also marked Christian's first visits to the Game Place, a game and hobby store which allowed returning customers to play video games, board games, or trading card games. It quickly became his weekly haunt. The Pokemon
Actually,
craze
that
was
Pokemon
captured on
League
film
shirt?
by Richmond's
That's
NBC
interesting.
affiliates WWBT News for a special report
He's on the
aired
news
on October
again?
16th, 1999.
Are you surprised?
The report featured
I keep
excited young
forgetting how
kids
many times
playing
he,
the
like,
game
showed
and
up.
trying to explain the phenomenon.
How do you play the game?
I can't explain it, it's too long.
Their bewildered parents standing witness.
I'm watching and I still have no clue.
And
not that
It's like
different.
playing like with normal
in action.
cards, right? It's just
Put out my Dragonair.
different, right?
Yeah, it's not that complicated. It's very simple. I mean, these little autistic kids figured it out.
So if you had the time to tell me.
To commemorate Valentine's Day
Hey,
of the year
Bomberman.
2000,
Guy-
Christian wrote,
Gex. Fucking
Yeah, I know, I saw
Banjo.
that.
Who else? We got
How are
Star
you gonna write
Fox.
from? How are you gonna write from? Like, where are you gonna write from? Like,
Yeah.
right above the tail?
I see what you mean. There's like no fucking space. It's from Gex. That's why.
Ah. Okay.
Uh,
Doesn't Gex already have a girlfriend?
I think so. What does that say? Is that Spanish? What the fuck is that?
Give me a second, I can scroll in.
DSDC? Desdu?
Desde?
Desde? It looks like Kangas Kong.
Desde, yeah, from. Oh my god.
Oh my god, of course. In an alternate reality, you and Chris Chan would be playing games together. That'd be scary. I think I had
Would
these
be part of
Valentine's
the
Day
poop.
cards.
You would be part of the poop.
The poop, I would. What is this? Some sort of Pokemon. Almost looks like the Sombrero Pokemon before the Sombrero Pokemon.
Luchador or whatever?
Yeah.
Not Luchador.
I know what you mean, though, yeah.
Yeah.
Valentine's
Sambucha.
Day hint, a free verse.
I was at a
poem in which he
convention,
reveals
someone was
that
dressed
he
up like
holds
that doing
very
the dance. It
traditional
was
views
awesome.
on courtship and the predetermined rules of etiquette for men and women. On a date, the man could not pay the bill, so his date slammed her door in his face. The man's coat over a puddle. The maiden walks. Then the man trips and pays the laundry bill.
What?
Under the moonlight, the couples of the world kiss, but unfortunately for few, they are interrupted by their parents. He uploaded it onto his Quick's Pokesites 2 website.
Valentine's Day hymn?
10 days later, Chris celebrated his 18th birthday, a date which he held in the highest regard. Among the guests in attendance were most of Christian's gal pals and his half-brother Cole. Nearly 3 years after the fact, he reminisced about the event. I will never forget my 18th birthday party. It was the best of the rest. The weekend before my real birthday, my mother and
Man,
I
he looks
prepared
just like
for
his
the party
mom.
I was going to host that day.
does.
We hung balloons and streamers.
Who would have
and
thought
laid
that they'd be
refreshments
humping
on the
each other?
table. At the door was 4 of my high school amigas, and one of them brought a friend. We ate
Amigas?
pepperoni pizza.
You're
and
my
drank Pepsi.
Amiga, cat.
It was great.
Fuck you.
As mother lit the candles, I was filling up
No one's
with
Amiga.
ecstasy. After I blew the candles,
I'm my
I
own
was presented
thing.
with
You're
a
my
big
thing.
jawbreaker from Kelly, an R.L. Stein novel from Sarah, a planer with
Oh
stickers
shit,
from
Chippendale, that's
Miranda,
cool.
and a rabbit doll with jelly beans from Tiffany. We watched Good Burger and had fun. After they left, it was done. What did I wish for? I'm not telling. From possibly his parents, he
Yo, a
received
Dreamcast?
Sega Dreamcast game console. He was also photographed wearing a pair of jeans with a suspicious stain on his crotch. Some have speculated that it was dried semen, but it is unlikely.
It's probably frosting.
Yeah, it's probably frosting. But it is in a very weird spot.
It is.
Why does it
I
kind of
don't
look like it is coming out of the fly, though?
What I'm assuming is I think Chris Chan is the type to fucking pull the entirety of his pants down to take a piss.
Yeah, he seems like that kind.
So
It's gotta be
I'm
frosting.
I'm
It's
not
gotta be
thinking-
frosting.
Yeah, it has to be frosting. It probably fell.
About a month later, Chris was tasked with designing a CD jewel case for his graphic design class. He recounted the process. On the fateful day, on March 17th, 2000, I wanted to feature on my favorite hits CD cover lifelong hero Sonic the Hedgehog and cute newer character Pikachu, but copyrighted characters were prohibited from the project.
I think Chris is like 10 years older than me.
I pondered and pondered when it hit me visually. Sonic and Pikachu combined. In a way to escape the copyright restriction, he combined Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu to create Sonichu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon, which Christian considered to be one of his greatest life
Pokemon still
the Christian's favorite hit
trademarked, like, the
CD
word
tracklist itself
Oh, yeah.
consisted of Pokemon, Sonic, and
100%.
Super Mario game-related music, with intermittent appearances of antiquated hits from artists such as Frank Sinatra and Bing Crosby, and influence from his father. Another month later, Chris had to document a week of his life for a school project. The result was A with Christian Chandler, a self-documentary, which detailed the events of his
Me
life.
too, because I never
from April
did
29th
anything.
To May 5th,
No,
2000.
I'd be like, I
The
went
front
to
cover
sleep.
features
Yeah.
a
Went to
blurry
school.
photo of Chris
Went to
and
sleep.
Patty.
Went to school. Went to sleep.
Yeah, woke up, ate breakfast, went to school, came home, played video games for an hour, went to sleep, woke up, went to school.
A clear depiction of Sonic the Hedgehog below it. Chris wrote the report in the third person, as if followed by a documentary crew. On April 29th, he visited the Books
This is
A
a
Million
cute photo.
bookstore to participate in the Pokemon trading card game league. Afterwards, he entered a costume contest, and since he wore his regular Ash Ketchum outfit, he won and received a t-shirt as a prize. For April 30th, he wrote about packing and moving things from their home in Richmond to their old house in Ruckersville.
That's something.
where
He
Bob
keeps
and
winning
Christian would move
contests
to
by,
after graduating from high school.
accident,
The next
basically.
day,
And then when he
went to
doesn't win,
school
he goes
and used
crazy.
a tripod to help take pictures of himself. He elaborated.
Well, this is probably before
During
he went
class,
crazy, right?
Mr. Goss
He's
discussed
about
the
to get to that
difference
point.
between
It'd be probably
Shakespeare's
next
world
episode.
and the real world of today.
Yeah.
Christian rested his eyes after Mr. Goss's discussion and before the bell rang. Next, he had trigonometry. I'd hate to be Christian when his nerves kicked into action after waking up from a notey snooze cruise, but I was.
What?
Next was computer graphics. It was great for him today, because he got to print his own CD cover. Next was Spanish too. He took a quiz today, but I think he feels confident in his work. And finally, after a hard, odd day, he rides home on a bus. But unfortunately, it had a few slow in the minds on it. The following day, he repeated the routine of taking naps during class and noted that on even days, as opposed to odd days, he ate lunch with Tiffany and Sarah. For the next day, he described his daily activities at home, which mostly consisted of playing video games and managing his website. The following day,
I wonder what those
he
chicks
talked
are
about
up to.
working in
Yeah,
computer graphics
I don't
class
know.
and making a Mother of the Year
You think they
award
have
for
families?
Barbara,
They probably
which he
do,
planned
right?
to give
Probably.
to her on Mother's Day. For the final day's report, Chris stated that it was a
That
difficult
or
Friday.
dead.
One of
Those
his
are the
duties
two
included
options.
taking part in a senior group
I think
photo.
they're dead. They look like
After the long
well-to-do
wait for the
people.
pictures to be taken, being crowded like a sardine surrounded by immature teenage boys, and having the hot, hot sun shining down on him and everyone else, he went back to the shady entrance. After the photo shoot, Chris was picked up by his dad. And that concludes our week-long documentary of A Week with Christian W. Chandler, the autistic boy that has made it this far, close parentheses.
Okay, yeah,
Later
just
in
the
May,
fucking.
Chris attended the senior prom.
I love the
bringing
way
his
he just
mother
reads it
along as a
flat.
date. Even though Christian had labeled this set of photos as the senior prom, it is possible that it was some other social gathering due to the fact that the event was held during the daytime, which is typically organized for evenings. Looking back on the prom, he claimed that he was naive about dating, unlike the other students, which had resulted in him failing to acquire a girlfriend during his time in high school. Out of pity, or out of genuine compassion, Tiffany asked Christian to dance. He reported, I hesitated at first, but she grabbed my hand and
I don't
pulled
think this
me
is
onto
prom.
the
This
dance
looks like
floor.
some kind
We
of other
danced for what
gathering.
felt like hours. It was the most pleasant experience of that night, and I thank her for dancing with me then. He stated
could tell that
he
he
felt her
wasn't actually,
willingness
like,
to dance
in,
with him
like,
meant
having
that she
a
was
crush on
attracted
her.
to him.
Yeah.
and
He
wrote
was
that
just
if they were to
genuinely
meet
happy
again,
that a
they would
friend
soon start a
did that.
relationship.
Man, why couldn't he have stayed like this instead of like fucking super
Graduation.
crazy?
The end of high school. The end of his
Is
interactions
he in a
with his gal
robe?
pals.
Oh, that's not.
Most
Okay,
importantly,
I thought it was like a
the
weird
day
robe.
Christian
Okay,
felt he
it was
had to be
graduation.
recognized for his achievements. Unfortunately, this wasn't the case. I only got recognized for my grades with a star pin, yet they had more fancier awards for more important qualities. I should have been highly recognized for my artistic talents I showed in my many art classes for the award ceremonies before graduation day. I felt crestfallen greatly from
This
not
is when
getting
the downfall
recognized for any
started,
of my
basically.
talents. I excelled in math too, for the love of God. I was so jealous. I was a high-functioning autistic boy who came way beyond out of his social shell, only to get zilch, nada, zip, a
This
big
guy could
fat
have
zero.
probably done like
I felt so
good,
devastated
like,
and out of
like
sync.
books, right?
Oh, for real.
Open parentheses.
Like audiobooks?
As a result of his heartbreak,
Yeah, no,
he only
audiobooks.
went
No,
up
no, I'm
on
not talking about
stage to
Samuel.
accept his
I'm
diploma
talking about Chris
without
Chan. He
looking
probably
at
could have written
anyone's
some
face,
decent
nor
books.
shaking
Maybe.
anyone's hand, and brusquely
retarded,
left
though.
the stage.
If they kept no, yeah, no, if
After
they
the
kept them
ceremony
on
was
like
over, he
one
found himself
track
an
to
unoccupied
finish
table,
it.
sat at it, and cried.
It would have been interesting.
His mother, Tiffany,
His Sonic Shoe comics are
his
fucking
father looked
hilarious.
back on this event with shame and anger for years to come. Christian's time at high school is still thought of fondly by him, recalling his sweet memories of creating artistic
autism on the
projects
ground.
for class and frequently hanging out with his gal pals, all of which were abruptly ended with that gloomy, rainy graduation. But with the end of high school came the promise of a new world in college, a chance for new friends, new experiences, and the first steps to a brighter future.
Da, 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 da. Yay! This is crazy to get to watch this again.